Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IronSquid tournament, as brought to you by Astro Gaming and Twitch.tv. It's my pleasure to introduce once again mouzThorZaIN in the red trunks, playing Terran to the south of the Antigua shipyard, versus his opponent, the mighty SKMC. He is in the blue trunks, playing Protoss to the north.
And MC really does have a really good record against ThorZaIN, and not just ThorZaIN, but other Terrans as well. So, as much as I would love ThorZaIN to take up a victory here, I think it's going to be very, very difficult. We've basically seen MC, go against every Terran player, win, and then get repeatedly beaten down by EG's Puma, and he had to rebuild his entire infrastructure for this matchup, and is now back up on top. So MC is just so good once again in this matchup, and is going to be incredibly difficult to beat.
Indeed, and we saw him recently regain that authority over Evil Genius's Puma in the IEM. He did incredibly well there and was able to defeat him in order to take the crown. And we could see how happy he was after doing that, because he knows how difficult it's been for him in that matchup lately. But now he's back on top, he is extremely confident with it, and Terran are really suffering at MC's hands.
Yeah, MC has this wicked way to play Protoss, is that, first of all, he's going Nexus first here, but aside from that is that he launches aggression, which leads you to believe, as long as I defend this, I must be ahead, because he's cut economy to do this. The weird thing is with MC is that he does this while chrono boosting the Nexus. It's like, it doesn't even make sense, yet he goes in, does damage, you think as a Terran player, oh great, I've actually defended against this really well. But the thing is, he has like 3 times the amount of workers as you do, because he's been chrono boosting the Nexus, has built a 3rd Nexus behind it, and it just doesn't make any sense, and it's really, really, confusing and frustrating to watch the way he manages to pull it off every single time. And I would not be surprised if we saw something along those lines again.
We very well might, and it shows once again that StarCraft 2 as a game hasn't been fully figured out yet. If MC can do something like that, and people are like, how do I beat this? Then they need to go back to the drawing board and realize that Protoss can be played in this way, and that adaptation is perhaps necessary in order to prevent that from happening. MC gets the full scout, sees that it is a gasless expand, and is fairly happy because, well, he went Nexus first.
Yeah, he gets the advantage in build orders right now.
Yep.
Even if, ThorZaIN went Command Center first, MC's Nexus first still prevails there, because the extra chrono boost just allows him to do so many different things if necessary. He can chrono boost solely into the Nexus, he can chrono boost into upgrades double early on, so there's a lot of advantages that really do push it in favor of Nexus first here. And we do see chrono boost into the Zealot here, just making sure that he is safe. Is going to build a 2nd Zealot behind it too, so just in case ThorZaIN did walk out with a few Marines and there's only a Zealot there and he started to build a bunker, safety precautions here by MC, but still at the same time is playing incredibly economically focused.
ThorZaIN is raising his opponent. He says, you know what, I raise, and I'm going to build another command center and see if will catch up or if you'll go for an attack there. So nice double expansion coming up from ThorZaIN, and MC not in a position to really challenge that yet.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do as a Terran player against this. You actually have to take a 3rd command set or do damage early on.
Yeah.
I love the way that MC's trying to push out the SCV and has finally successfully done it, and now is able to do whatever he wants behind this. He can use his early economy and early chrono boost into a specific timing push. He can use it, as I said, for early upgrades or teching up. So he still has a lot of options available. Currently, just chrono boosted into the Nexus, which we may actually see a fast 3rd here from MC because of this.
Yeah, and this will end up being a very economically focused game from both players. I don't think we necessarily thought otherwise, certainly not in Game 1. Maybe MC decides to get more aggressive later on in the series, one way or the other. Maybe if he takes this game, he says, right, okay, well, I've got a game in hand, so let's just try and force this guy out with a straight 2-0. But we'll have to see. ThorZaIN looking confident, and MC also looking fairly confident as well. Both playing macro-focused. A couple more racks coming in from ThorZaIN just to start ramping up that army production, and 3 more gateways for MC.
Yeah, we do see a lot of gas here for ThorZaIN, so I suppose he's going to go straight into a factory very shortly and go straight for Medivacs. He could go double engineering bay at the same time too, so he also has options. Does finally throw down the first tech lab, but Stim is so far away from actually being researched, so he actually can't push for a very long time here. It does throw down, well, has 2 extra barracks on the natural as well, so it's a total of 4. But you can still see so much gas is here for ThorZaIN. Meanwhile, MC, just with 4 gateways here, and hasn't really shown signs of anything in terms of his tech structure and tech path that he's going to choose.
No, not really. I mean, he's taking 2 more assimilators here, but what does that tell us? 4 gateways and 4 assimilators? At this stage, it doesn't tell us a hell of a lot, really. He could go anywhere from here. His unit count isn't really all that high. He's going to throw down yet more sentries as well. So we will have to wait and see, I guess. Goes for a proxy pylon onto the 3rd. It has been spotted here by ThorZaIN pretty much immediately, however.
Yeah, so very nice play there by ThorZaIN, who probably throws down additional bunkers, and he does because he knows that 2 base push could come, but it's only 4 gateways, and there's a 3rd base going down. He does it all the time. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And he's going to really put pressure onto you while chrono boosting, or not really chrono boosting, but focusing on his background economy. He just has 4 gateways here. ThorZaIN doesn't have stim, or he hasn't even researched it, which is super, super weird. I have no idea. That's a big, big mistake here by ThorZaIN.
Yeah, I'm not liking that. Also, bear in mind that ThorZaIN has no sodding idea how many gateways are down. He does not have a clue. He didn't scout that. So, what does he know about this? And in fact, MC is saying, oh my god, I maybe have an opportunity to just push this down. Here's 4 more gateways. Let's actually turn this pressure into a kill.
Yeah, and at the same time, it can always be for defensive measures too, in case ThorZaIN just rapidly turns around and shoots at him through a counterattack, that he has that option. But I can't believe there's no stim. He starts combat shields. This is stupid. I can't believe there's another tech lab on the natural and he still hasn't got stim.
Well, he has let MC get a massive window of opportunity here, and if MC has any sense, he will just go straight for it. MC probably doesn't know that stim isn't there. He hasn't seen anyone stim yet, but that doesn't mean anything. So I wonder if MC's just being a little overly cautious there, but stim or no stim, 8 gateways is enough to pressure that down.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to go for it. Probably without stim, he could kill him. You know, with stim, he could probably push it back, but this is so crazy. I can't believe this is actually happening. Is there a bug in this game? What the hell is going on? He's actually getting a 2nd engineering bay and armory before stim, and he gets concussive shells before stim. This doesn't make any sense.
He's driving you insane, isn't he? I think you're actually going to lose your mind. You're going to lose your mind right here. Is it ThorZaIN's master plan, or is it just ThorZaIN making a colossal blunder? One way
he's got
or the
medivacs
other.
to heal units, but he can't heal anything if he doesn't stim.
Yes, that's right, because units never take any damage unless they stim. That's a fact right there for Terran.
This is bizarre.
This is the army supply count. It's fairly equal, honestly, but as you said, there is no stim, and there are also a lot of sentries. So those Marines aren't doing too much damage, and those bunkers are going to get force fielded one way or the other. MC with a fairly naff engagement there, honestly, and is forced back.
Oh, this is going to be so funny. Look at that. Stim starts. I bet ThorZaIN was like, T. And he's like, wait, what? Wait, what? Did it not start? And he checks the other tech labs. He's like, oh, I don't have stim. And he's in such a terrible position. Stim's not going to be ready for another minute and a half. And there's absolutely... Even if he pushes, it's going to be the most flimsy little attack that ever we've seen. Even though he has an upgrade advantage, it doesn't matter if you don't have stim.
Don't worry, MC's going back to the base with his entire army to kill this factory. Everything will be absolutely fine for ThorZaIN. Curious that MC decided not to try and force the issue there, and is now building a Templar Archives and double forge. He also got the charge upgrade, so a transition through to Zealot Archon, very much a possibility, but he's also getting Blink. So a transition through to Blink Stalker, very much a possibility. Options, wonderful, delicious options for MC.
And ThorZaIN's pushing out now, and MC's in such a good position. I mean, he's just starting on upgrades, but it doesn't matter. As long as he doesn't get caught off guard, there's no stim, he can't kite. Therefore, he can't get out of the force field, and the medivacs are going to have to pick up. But it's like the Titanic here, there's just not enough space for everybody. And this is going to be really difficult if he tries to engage.
Indeed, charge upgrade is done and now has been spotted. I think it was spotted, otherwise MC may have charged the Automaton 2000. That's also a possibility. But one way or the other, ThorZaIN, now having seen the Zealot, knows that speed is up. He evacuates a single Marauder for whatever reason. And MC starting to build this really big army comp. But army supply count for both is fairly equal at the moment, and a rather odd game thus far.
Oh, this is so crazy game. I can't believe there's been no stim until 40 minutes in this game. It's still not even done. There's so many gateways. There's +1-1, a about to finish now, so things are starting to level up a little bit more. Though ThorZaIN will still have an attacking upgrade advantage.
Indeed.
But the thing is that Storm is almost done. He can easily make Archons. Really, he only has Marines to beat down Archons. So, at the same time, though, MC doesn't really have enough gas to make Archons, but he has 6 extra gateways coming down. So he's about to have a lot of money backed up and can easily remax.
Yeah, 14 warp gates total, I believe, at this stage, and MC now moving back, and a big Storm at the front to do some reasonable damage there. ThorZaIN's able to dance around, but here come the Blink Stalkers coming in from the side there, and the force fields are very, very nice. The Zealots have a field day there. Another Storm going down in the center, and MC trying to pick this force apart here. ThorZaIN able to dodge through that Storm, still has a number of units. The Zealot wall is gone. Some damage could be done here by these Marauders, but there's just too much firepower. ThorZaIN's army is crushed.
Yeah, and with this amount of gateways we're about to see, he doesn't even need to take a new base. He just literally warps in new units and goes and kills ThorZaIN. It'd be weird if he took a new base, to be honest. And look at the amount of High Temple that have been warped in. He can very easily, build 9 Zealots too, and just continue on going through. So MC is looking incredibly good to actually take this first game.
Yeah, the difference in army supply tells a very ugly story here for ThorZaIN. The units lost, and it's very, very equal, honestly, but MC has the army advantage, and as you said, was macroing behind this the entire time. He had a much more efficient engagement, and his economy is stellar as well. 76 probes on 3 bases, loads of gateways, a huge number, just to warp in unit after unit. Aggressive pylon now down in the center. He is taking a 4th base, because, well, it is MC. I guess we shouldn't really hold him to account for that, because hey, he's gonna macro behind this one way or the other, and if he can't break this, he doesn't take these kind of risks where he's like, it's all or nothing now. Like, no, I'm gonna macro behind this, and I'm gonna keep you on 3 bases.
Yeah, but look at this barracks wall by ThorZaIN. It's so cute knowing what he's playing against, but I don't think it matters. MC's like, whatever, man, I'm gonna smash through them. Easy peasy.
Feedbacks come down, and no EMPs for you, I'm afraid. They were blasted out. There is an EMP there, which does hit the center of that. That was extremely effective, but they can, of course, turn into Archons, and more units continue to smash down into the natural of ThorZaIN, who is retreating with a very small number here. Reinforcements are streaming in from MC, who is now pretty much maxed. ThorZaIN plummets below 100 supply, and there is the GG, and a dominating performance there by SKMC.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, stellar performance there by SK's MC. The same thing. The other thing is though that I can't believe there was no stim until 40 minutes. It's so
You're not going to
bad.
get over that, are you? It's not going to happen.
It's so bad. When I next see ThorZaIN, I'm going to tell him, man, that game you played against MC, you didn't have stim for 40 minutes. Nice strategy you've got there.
Yeah, if that's some funky build here from ThorZaIN, I think he just needs to retire that one. It doesn't work. Blatantly not. And even though MC decided to let him live for a little bit longer and didn't actually go for the push, he could have potentially won there. 8-gate push against 3 bunkers and no stim. Maybe he can pull that off. But he decided, you know what, I don't need to. I don't need to take this kind of risk. Why play into the hands of a defensive Terran? I'm just going to expand, and I'm going to tech. And when I do take an engagement, I'm going to be absolutely ready for it. And he crushed that initial push, and that was the nail in the coffin for ThorZaIN.
Yeah, ThorZaIN not looking good. Currently, 1 win and 7 losses in this tournament after this map now. And if he loses the next game, that's 1 win, 8 losses, and 0-4 overall in sets. So, not looking at all good. And a very surprising result here by MySports ThorZaIN, who's shown time after time within the team leagues that he can easily compete with the best.
Exactly.
But this tournament is just not working out for him.
He's the master of prep. And he's had loads of time to prep this tournament. He knew exactly who he was going up against many weeks in advance, and he just isn't prepared to take on players of this caliber. He is not, and even EGIdrA was able to overcome him quite convincingly. So, I'm not liking it for ThorZaIN at the moment. I'm really not. We're seeing a bit of a slump here from the Swedish Terran, and that is, once again, grim for the foreigners, because he is a stellar player and one of the guys who was able to regularly beat Koreans. Now, not so much. MC, on his current form, seems to be just tearing Terrans to pieces. Will ThorZaIN be able to regain a little bit of honor and, of course, try and help out EGIdrA in this group by taking a map and maybe even the series, or will, once again, we see MC steamroll over his opposition? We're going to find out after this break, folks. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IronSquid, brought to you by Astro Gaming and Twitch.tv, and, in this case, mouzThorZaIN, who is providing you with some entertainment, certainly, but is unfortunately getting mauled in Group B. He is in the red trunks, and he is playing Terran to the northeast of GSL Daybreak versus his opponent, the mauler himself, SKMC. He is in the blue trunks, and he is playing Protoss to the southwest. And I tell you this, it doesn't matter if he's OGSMC or SKMC, it sounds badass. Doesn't matter how you pronounce it.
It's the same guy. It's the same guy who's, you know, GSL champion.
President of South Korea.
Yeah, president. That was crazy, man, when he said that. IPL 3. So, MC, if you finish with pro gaming, what's next? President. I'm like, what? Alright, yes. Okay.
MC is one of the Koreans who has got through on two things, yeah? He has not got through just on his skill. He is a brand name because he's got the personality as well. And I'll tell you, there's not a lot of Koreans that have both.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That's true. And MC, one of them, if not probably the best personality with it from the Korean side of
I'd certainly say so. Yep, we've had Genius and Dongregoo trying to overcome him lately. They've been getting up to some antics, but I don't think anyone matches the boss toss. No,
I don't think they do either. We do have Nexus First coming out by MC, though. Once again, playing to the map, playing to the player, playing to the matchup. No reason not to here.
No.
And probably ThorZaIN just going to go for his Bomb Barracks command center. But upon seeing the Nexus First again, he's going to have to, you know, think about that third command center, or has to think about some form of relentless aggression.
Yeah, and which will he be able to apply, more to the point? That's what I'm interested in seeing here from ThorZaIN. Will he be able to pull off that kind of move against somebody like MC? I mean, MC goes Nexus First. MC is well prepared to defend a follow-up. You know, if you go Nexus First at this level, you know why you're doing it, and you are prepared for all eventualities.
Yeah, one thing that one thing that is pretty good against Nexus First is like 2 barracks into Medivacs pretty fast, and then do a couple Medivac push. But the thing is, though, that, you know, like you said, MC is going to have units no matter what. He'll have enough Zealots to buffer, and Stalkers behind that, even picking off the Medivac. So every angle is pretty tough for ThorZaIN to take here, which may resort into not trying aggression and just taking that third command center. So he is starting to bank up the money, you know, nearer the time where he can throw down the double barracks or throw down another command center. I just will just wait a few seconds and find out.
Yep, we'll find out fairly shortly here. He's still not taking any gas there whatsoever. MC, on the other hand, MC really pushing economically. You see a lot of players go Nexus First and then immediately double gate behind it to try and catch the army supply up. And you know what? MC doesn't care. And there we go. There's the command center from ThorZaIN. So we're going to see a very passive game from ThorZaIN, at least for the next few minutes.
Yeah, let's hope he gets stim this time, though. But he hasn't scouted. You know, he's done this blind. So this is, of course, a little bit risky, especially the playstyle that MC can also bring out here and there. A little bit of 3-gate pressure, which can easily shut this down. A single bunker is no problem for MC. So ThorZaIN taking a little bit of a calculated risk, but he does throw down double refinery straight after, you know, grabbing this third command center here. So this is really interesting. He's going to have a lot of gas really fast here, so he's going to have to throw down a factory, which means, I guess, there's only really one option to follow this up. So it looks like it could, you know, probably just going to be a Banshee here.
Yeah, we'll see how well that does against MC. MC is still only on 1 gateway, admittedly, so he really is pushing the economic side of things to the absolute maximum. He will probably add on 3 more gateways after this at some point, as we saw him do in the first game as well. Zealot's going to see those 4 Marines out there. Nothing particularly unusual about that. Also going to get away without dying, although riddled full of bullet holes. So let's see what's coming out from ThorZaIN here. We've got Reactor going down on this barracks over here. We've got another barracks as well. And no sign of a factory as of yet. And he does have the cash for it.
Yeah, I mean, he's just saving up now because he's thrown down the double barracks for like a double engineering bay. He'll get stim, of course. Well, I hope he does, and then into like double engineering bay instead. So he's banking a lot of gas early. But I was wondering if he would have used MMA's build that's become very popular recently, where you do this with 3 command centers and then go for this awkward cloak Banshee timing, which throws a lot of guys off. And as you could see, it probably would have worked in this game as well, as we see an incredibly early third base here by MC. And, you know, that's one of the reasons why MC pulls off this significant wins here. But, you know, that's not actually the case here by ThorZaIN.
Yeah, that awkward cloak Banshee would have really thrown him as well, because the one thing that was not in MC's build last time, and hey, more gateways coming in from MC, once again going to this 8-gate on 3 base, is Robo. You know, whoa, MC, wow, that's just so many gates, I'm going to say. But yeah, no Robo. So there is a possibility, as you said, to exploit that, but ThorZaIN hasn't done that, and he really is kind of playing into MC's hands here, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it's just a little bit dangerous here. I mean, especially if it goes unscattered, which it has, and that's the weakness that we've seen ThorZaIN, not just in this game here as he picks off that Stalker, but also in the game against EGIdrA. He's so blind, and you know, MC's taken full advantage of the fact that he's expecting that 3rd command center to be there, and is going to have such a sick economy and, of course, production now because of this early 3rd base.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. MC is now finished with 8 gateways, and there is no probe out in the field just yet to actually place a pylon here, and ThorZaIN's actually even got to put a supply depot in the place where you usually find one of those aggressive pylons that are placed to threaten the 3rd. The push is going out. There is a probe with it, so he may choose to back this push up, and he's actually going down in this direction. You know, this could end up getting picked up here by ThorZaIN.
Yeah, I think it will. I really do think it will. I'm just looking at MC's bases, and without tech, he's actually playing so risky. I mean, if he misses force fields at any point, that's it. That's game over. So he has to be so careful. If he nails every single force field and so on, he's still going to be facing okay, but... sorry.
Well, I'm just pointing out the fact to the viewers that ThorZaIN just spotted that probe. He knows where the probe is. It went right to the supply depot. Really smart move there by ThorZaIN to know that that was a possibility, especially based around what he saw from the last game. Now MC's going to have to try and work his way through a different way. The infamous scouting factory is going to pick this up and see the push coming, as well as its exact composition.
Yeah, and he sees a lot of units, sees no upgrades on them, and sees no tech either. So ThorZaIN with Medivacs, especially his combat shield and +1 finishes, is going to be feeling pretty confident. But like I said, force fields have to be perfect.
That concave was really, really nice there by ThorZaIN. He gets a good engagement initially. Force fields were certainly okay. They did split the army in half there. The army supply count currently heavily in favor of MC. He can continue the pressure, but the thing is the army's split in 2. He's warped in down to the bottom here. So the army's got in the center is not as strong as it appears. He's going to have to link up there and make sure that he goes in with everything. And there is a hyper-aggressive forward pylon here from MC.
And he's still just working on 8 gateways, can continue to make, you know, additional 6 zealots or whatever he chooses here. I mean, a mix of both actually would be good, and actually as I say that, a mix of both comes out. Zealots and Stalkers coming in here. He has enough sentries, but doesn't want to overproduce in Zealots or Stalkers. And now he's going to move up, and like I said, the force fields, man, have to be perfect here.
Yeah, placing the factory down just to try and at least hold up the Zealots for a little bit longer. Nice move there, but here it goes. This is the really important engagement. ThorZaIN's got to hold this, and he's got to hold it well. MC just trying to crush his way through this as well. Reinforcements coming in. Zealot walls down, though. ThorZaIN does have a lot of units still alive. Is it going to be enough? Ooh, MC's taking a hell of a lot of punishment in this engagement.
Yeah, Zealots couldn't get to the front of the army there, and they just come in now, but a little bit too late. And ThorZaIN's Medivacs are working their ass off because they are healing everything. And as 2 new ones come in, he's actually going to push this back. But did lose a lot of SCVs, though.
Yeah, he's going to... Wow, MC's just going to invest the Stalkers to make this happen. He's going to take a huge amount of losses in the process because there's no blink on those Stalkers at all. He is able to smash his way through here. More reinforcements coming in, and a brute force approach here by MC is probably not the best way to deal with this.
Yeah, and more Zealots do come in, which will chase these back again, but even more SCVs are pulled off from the main line here. Units still being reinforced. ThorZaIN with +1 is making such a difference here.
It really is. Now, the economy is, of course, in favor of MC at the moment, but he has lost a ton more resources in the process. ThorZaIN has engaged far more efficiently, and MC getting maybe a little bit overconfident. And the 3rd has remained pretty much untouched for ThorZaIN, so even if he does have a disadvantage in terms of SCVs, which he currently does, especially bearing in mind these guys aren't mining, he's got 3 rounds of mules to help back him up.
Yeah, he has, and he also has a significant tech advantage. He's about to be at 2-1, you know, just in about 40-50 seconds time. Once that's completed, MC's at 0-0 versus 2-1, Medivac tech as well. ThorZaIN, upon holding that, despite losing his, you know, economic standing in this game, is so far ahead every single other direction in this game. And with Ghost coming out too, just a really nice 2-1 little timing push here, it could actually be game-ending for MC.
It could, and what's MC going to stop them with? He's got a heavy Stalker army with no blink, and there are at least 8 Marauders in there, and as you pointed out, this massive upgrade advantage in favor of ThorZaIN. These barracks are going to take a little bit of damage here and there, but this is a wonky place to engage, and what you're going to do with these Zealots, really, in this situation, you've got to start to clear a path, and you're going to take a lot of fire in the process.
Yeah, always got to be so careful. That force field was baited out there, and it comes down. Brilliant pick up there by ThorZaIN, and oh god, this is getting really nasty.
Oh yeah, these guys are getting absolutely slaughtered. The Marauders are picked up from the back there. The Zealot wall is down, which means that a lethal counter push could come in from ThorZaIN here to do significant damage. MC does have a large army, but these are 2-1 Marauders. They rip Naked Stalkers to pieces, pretty much like that.
Wow, that's embarrassing for these guys. But nice hold again there, but very, very nice micro by ThorZaIN. Picking up those units from the other side of the force field wall and then dropping them behind, then, you know, making Zealots completely useless in that fight. And he's working on 3-2. It's incredible considering that 1-1's not even completed yet for MC.
ThorZaIN has got himself a nice lead in this game, and that'll be great to turn the momentum around, maybe even can even take this series, and especially considering that MC is doing so well in his record against Terran and, of course, against ThorZaIN himself. This would be a crucial morale boost for the Swede, and now pushing forward, getting aggressive, picks off one, looks for a second right there, another engagement comes in, charge, let's go into the front, ThorZaIN microing as quickly as he can, as rapidly as he can. He knows as soon as this Zealot wall goes down, he has got this amazing opportunity to surge forth and smash the Stalkers. MC knows it as well and is backing off.
Yeah, really nice engagement by MC, knowing that 1-1 had finished and slowed ThorZaIN down a bit with those Zealots. But at the same time, though, 2-2 is on the way, but so is 3-2. That's the really, really scary thing here for MC. And we do have the first tech in this game coming out. The Templar Archives is coming down for the first time. And that is actually going to help out a lot considering there's no Ghost in production yet. And there's actually only... Oh, actually, it does have Mobius Reactor research, but doesn't have Cloak. And doesn't have any Ghosts actually out yet. So
yeah,
that will help out once it's finally done and High Templar come out. But before that is quite a big window, which ThorZaIN is obviously pushing towards.
Yeah, he's looking to exploit. He's going to go for a 2-pronged attack. He's going to see this push right here, and MC's going to have to move to react to that. And MC's got a couple of Zealots guarding the back here, nowhere near enough to stop these 2 medevacs worth of units. ThorZaIN now pushing towards the third. The bulk of the army for MC is in this direction. Can MC actually warp in? He doesn't have a lot of resources. In fact, most of his warp gates are on cooldown at the moment. Here comes the engagement here by ThorZaIN, but we've also got the drop into the base, and that's going to be able to crush their way through those reinforcements. Most of the Zealots don't even warp out. ThorZaIN is able to smash his way through, again, the Zealot wall because of those superior upgrades, and the Stalkers can't hang around, and, well, it's playtime for ThorZaIN.
Yeah, a really good job from MC. They were picking off all the medivacs on that lower ground army, but the drop in the main base with +3 attack about to finish now is going to do so much damage. Still 1-1 here for MC, but just enough in quantity to push that out. Nothing to get the medivacs though, unfortunately, and once again, ThorZaIN's going to recollect in the center, but he has Ghosts this time around, and this is where it gets difficult.
Yeah, it's going to make things very unpleasant. There's no answer to Ghosts at this stage. There's only those 2 High Templar, 3 more coming in, and ThorZaIN without Cloak is... That's really unfortunate, actually, for ThorZaIN, because, as we've seen, there is no Robo. There are no observers on the field, so Cloak would have given him a huge edge here, but he's still got Ghosts at the end of the day, and if MC doesn't feedback them quickly enough, then huge damage will be inflicted. If the EMP lands before the feedbacks, well, you can kiss that ball goodbye.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful game here by MC though. Really, really, truly beautiful game. Just because he had such a disadvantage, but has managed to catch up. Is now at 2-2 upgrades of his own and 3-2 for ThorZaIN. He's getting his Storm out soon. Actually, it finished, didn't it? So he's got his Storm out already, and he's not looking in too bad a position considering the disadvantage that 8-gate push, you know, gave to him there. But we do now have ThorZaIN pushing through. EMPs versus feedback.
Yep, EMP versus feedback, the eternal grudge match, and it comes down to who lands what. These High Templar are not exactly what I call spread out. The scan goes down to give information there. One High Templar moves forward, gets the feedback, that's one Ghost picked off initially. An EMP goes in, another feedback doesn't kill the Ghost, but it does waste one of those valuable EMPs in the army of ThorZaIN. ThorZaIN once again looking for position, as is MC with that High Templar, looking to get quick feedbacks there, either on the medivacs, of course, more importantly, on the Ghosts.
A couple of preemptive Vikings out, which is kind of funny considering there's no
robo, yeah.
A little bit of a mistake by ThorZaIN, but that's just because he's not scouting again. But he's now pushing forward. Oh, okay, in peace.
Yeah, not great. I mean, there's
better
still
snipes.
Yeah, very much so. And the snipes still work rather well against High Templar. Honestly, you do get the plus versus Psionic, and ThorZaIN now in good position. MC has backed off, taking minimal losses. The warp-in will reinforce his army, but ThorZaIN now has position to go to the 4th, and that's the crucial thing here.
Yeah, and MC has to go up there. He has to counter attack into the army and flank it. So he has to go up there, and he needs to kill everything here if he's going to sacrifice this 4th base.
Yeah, there are some, there's maybe 1 or 2 storms available there. MC has actually got supply blocks as well, which is really going to hurt him, because he can't warp in any reinforcements here. And even the Viking landed at the front actually buffers a little bit of damage there. And MC's army, his supply count is plummeting. Once the Zealot Wall goes down, as we know, horrible things are going to happen to those Stalkers. Blink comes on, and once again, he's going to focus down these Medivacs, try and get them out. The Archons have been picked off. Another one comes in from the flank, which will be eliminated eventually, but this army from MC is looking a little bit weak at this stage. And yes, no question, we've had ThorZaIN back off, but the supply count for ThorZaIN is fantastic.
Yeah, and he has a spare couple of command centers, or orbital command, should I say, to really give him the orbital command boost, which is the mules. And with a new expansion in the bottom right, picking off MCs at the top left was actually crucial, considering his main is mined out. His natural is pretty much mined out. Only working on that 3rd base, and then the 4th once again in the top left. So, economic situation right now, ThorZaIN in a great lead, and so many ghosts available here.
And I love the way that we're getting +3 ship weapon for the Colossus transition that isn't happening. That's adorable. Those Vikings are going to be fantastic on the ground with +2 on their chain guns there. Oh, man, I'd just like to see them as Banshees at this stage. Hell, you know, +3, that's a lot of damage they can do, but no, against Blink Stalker's fairly bad idea. That said, you know, Cloak Banshee, once again, there's still no robo anywhere on the map after 24 minutes, so you never know. But do we have Cloak by ThorZaIN yet? Yes, we do.
Yeah, he's going into the High Templar. There's no bloody robotics facility all game long. Oh, this is so bad.
Yeah, MC is about to lose on the basis of not building a robo, because the army is huge, the Cloak is there, it's available just to take this out. How the hell do you beat Cloak Ghosts? I mean, you just don't. Here come the snipes, and no feedbacks for you or storms. ThorZaIN smells blood. He knows he's got an opportunity here. He cancels that base in the center, and there is the GG.
That's
GG
so funny.
News Network by SKMC. Oh my. Well, I'm not really sure what MC was actually doing there. To be fair, he really did just throw that game away completely.
Well, he was just playing this 8 gateway and just kind of adapted throughout, and he never really got robots facility. I was laughing a little bit towards the end there. I'm like, oh, ThorZaIN finally hit the C button. He finally found it, and because he could have done that so long ago, there's like been no observers all game. He's like got +3 Vikings almost, and he's like preparing for Colossus, and he doesn't even have an observer or robots facility. And MC was like, you know that army that I'm running away? You know, I have a decent army, man. I'm still 150 supply, but I can't stop ghosts. It's impossible without an observer, which is
what are you gonna
hilarious.
Do? Yeah, you could accidentally storm them, assuming that the storm gets down before the 5,000 EMPs land or snipes. And what are you going to do in that situation? It's MC put himself in that situation. ThorZaIN held beautifully against the 8 gateway aggression and did exactly the right thing for the rest of the game. And it resulted in a very solid victory there for ThorZaIN. And once again, a morale boost for him against MC. Be very happy about that. As will EGIdrA, actually, if ThorZaIN is able to get all the way through and break MC. That gives EGIdrA it's not a very big one, but it's a tiny little chance, potentially, of going through this group. But, can ThorZaIN overcome MC after a fairly lax game from the boss toss? We'll find out very shortly after this break. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final game of this particular show and this particular series. It's my pleasure to bring you SKMC in the Red Trunks playing Protoss to the south of Terminus. Versus his opponent, it is mouzThorZaIN in the Blue Trunks playing Terran to the north.
And will ThorZaIN be able to salvage a series here? I mean, it would be amazing if he was able to turn this around, but will he do it? Even if he does do it, he's still 1-3 in the group, which is still out, but like you said, could potentially help out EGIdrA a little bit, and more importantly, help out MVP and SKMC, who are, you know, chasing towards that first and second place as well.
Yes, it could certainly help in that respect. So let's see what happens here. MC, you can't honestly say that MC played a good game there, really. I mean, yes, he did quite a lot of things right. His macro was great, but he made some pretty crucial errors that ThorZaIN was able to exploit. Yeah,
biggest one being the robotics facility. That's crazy that you didn't do that. But yeah, unfortunately there for MC. Never mind. Game 3. And on Terminus here is the older version of Terminus by the looks of it, with the destructible debris on the third base. No actual entry here, so that's actually pretty good for both players in this matchup, as of course there's no easy entry and everything has to funnel through the natural. And for ThorZaIN, he's going to be loving that, because that's just 2 bunkers that defends his main natural and third easily. So I would not be surprised if he just did that third command center again. MC on the other hand, Nexus first, man, it's like a repeat mirror every single time.
Well, the Nexus first is definitely not a mistake that he made. You know, there's nothing wrong with his macro at all. He did so absolutely fantastically. It was his engagements and the lack of robo that killed him at the end of the day, and some fairly sloppy play there. But also it was the fact that ThorZaIN just engaged so very well and knew exactly what he was doing. And there's one thing that I would say about MC's macro is just a complete lack of upgrades there for the longest time, and going in with this 8-gate against 2-1. Wow, you know, those Marauders must have thought it was Christmas.
Yeah, that was so funny to watch. I mean, if you like take away upgrades from it, it's like, wow, MC, it's gonna win. And then you like, oh wait, but you remember these are 2-1 and these are like 0-0 or whatever. It was so one-sided. And really upgrades matter.
They do. They really, really do. Especially when they're that lopsided. I mean, we're not just talking about a little advantage there. We're talking about straight up 2-1 versus naked stalkers. What happens? Well, a restraining order if you happen to have a naked stalker, but otherwise, they die horribly.
This probe's gonna get in, and it shouldn't have. ThorZaIN shouldn't have allowed that, but he checked the Xel'Naga tower, which is a little bit naughty of him. And that probe gets a free scout of the command center, and is gonna even go into the main base, but won't really see anything actually here. But ThorZaIN a little bit sloppy there to allow that probe to go in, and once again, MC exactly the same. You know, chrono boost into the gateway just to make sure a safety net of that zealot, and then into the stalker straight behind that second zealot.
Yep, things looking good for MC at the moment. He's queuing quite a lot of probes, honestly, but I don't really blame any Protoss for queuing probes, considering how damn quickly they come out with chrono boost.
Yeah, that's true. I've done that when I first started learning Protoss properly. I was like, all right, let's queue up 2 probes, chrono boost, come back, and I'm like, oh god, they finished.
Yeah, they're already done.
Like,
what the hell?
Good.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, queue up a few more. Hey, why not? That sounds like a plan. In fact, ThorZaIN's doing the same thing, only he's doing it with SCV. So, you know, queuing, I suppose, is one of those great heresies of StarCraft, but the pros still do it. We saw Boxer doing it, so if Boxer does it, I think it's okay.
Yeah. Third base from ThorZaIN. Pretty standard, I suppose. Bunker as well. After that, a little bit of a late bunker. If those 2 Zealots and Stalkers were actually there, he could have been in a bit of trouble here. But, you know, luckily he does have the, well, will have the Xel'Naga tower now to see that incoming. And then sees the 2 Zealots, so is easily prepared. Double gas straight behind this also, so once again pulls in exactly the same build. MC hasn't taken the gases on the natural, is now banking a lot of minerals. He could slap down a lot of gateways here.
Yeah, he very well could. He's made no effort whatsoever to clean this area out here, so there's 1 gateway, 2 gateway, 3. Does he put down any more than that? Nope, just the 4-gate style that we saw on 2 bases from him for the last couple of games. He's playing fairly rigidly in the opening of these games.
And he's sending out a probe now with the Stalker from his natural, so he will be putting some pressure and aggression on once again. But ThorZaIN, wow, slaps down a lot of barracks here. Goes straight up to 5, so he's going to be making a lot of production, but there is a little window before that production kicks in. But I'm a little bit worried. I would have preferred a second bunker. That's what I said pre-game, or as the intro got in. With this really fast third base, there's only 1 entrance into your base, so it's very easy just to spend that extra 100 minerals to make sure you are safe, especially against MC, who loves this kind of pressure.
Yep, and he's going to start to apply it, and this is a little bit worrying. It would be unfortunate if ThorZaIN were to lose to something as simple as this pressure here. Bunker takes a little bit of fire, and I have to wonder, what does ThorZaIN think at this point? He sees only 2 Stalkers. He's had no map control for the longest time. MC's even held the Xel'Naga tower closest to his base. If there's anything that's characterized ThorZaIN throughout this entire show, it's been the fact that he's been blind.
Yeah, that's so true. And he's actually added on Tech Labs reactors all over his barracks now, so he's taken a big cut in unit production, but it's about to pay off. You know, in the next 30 seconds or so, he's going to have a lot of units, but until then, he only has the single bunker, which the SCV's moving out now to check, and sees 2 stalkers, and that's it. And they're the same 2 stalkers that were poking at the bunker, so he's probably not even scared right now.
No, and there's actually a robo going down for MC finally in this build, so a bit of deviation, and also a Ghost Academy quite early on here for ThorZaIN. It's a fairly intriguing mix one way or the other.
He's moving out, what's he doing? It's so risky.
It is, because you can get cut in half very easily. There's a huge amount of force field here. He does not want to get trapped here. He really does not. Is he baiting MC to come in? Force fields go down. They're not great, honestly. He is able to cut the army in 5th, I suppose. I mean, he killed a few units here and there, but yeah, ThorZaIN did take a bit of a gamble with that.
Yeah, that's a little bit risky, but bad force fields from MC, right? You know, didn't do anything, caught a mortar or 2, but now the production is really kicking in for ThorZaIN. As long as he doesn't get supply box, he's ramping up that production, soon with stim and combat shields too, but MC goes in again.
Yeah, and is he going to be able to do any damage? Well, he certainly can't kill that bunker in a million years. Look at the amount of SCVs that are around it. And once the Zealots go down, then ThorZaIN could very easily push back here. There's actually a deceptively small amount of firepower here. A lot of this is sentries, and the bunker doesn't care. Hell, the SCVs, I think, out-repaired the sentries in terms of repairing each other. So this pressure is not really going anywhere, but it is leading into something. And this is a problem, really, for ThorZaIN, because he's gone Ghost, and his opponent's actually going 2-base Colossus.
Yeah, this is really crazy. I mean, he's taking a risk in going Ghost, but he's playing to the style that MC's shown in 2 games out of 3, and the 3rd one he changes it, so a little bit of a risk there.
Assumptions.
Yeah, like you said earlier. The good thing is, though, for ThorZaIN is that everything's finished in terms of his unit, so he could actually crush every single unit down here, especially because Ghosts are on the way out too. And did he get the Mobius Rector? Where's the Ghost Academy? Where is it? There it is. No, he doesn't have it, but at the same time, shortly... Oh, the Observer sees the Ghost, so MC will pull back now and probably wait for his Colossus.
Yeah, the thing is that ThorZaIN now knows there's an Observer on the field, yeah? So he knows there's a robot, so he's got to be thinking about the possibility of Colossus at this stage. The factory is now coming down, though. There is this gigantic window where MC can do damage. But of course, there is this window where ThorZaIN could crush this army and actually go in for some kind of counterattack. Problem is, it's terminus, cross-position. It's going to take about 5 years for this army to actually get there.
And the Colossus is joining the fray now too. 1 goes EMPs, 2 sentries. The other one's going to go in and EMPs, more sentries, but the Colossus shows up.
Hello. And that was a good split. Now we see some really great force fields. And Extended Thermal Lance is not done, but it doesn't really matter because he wasn't able to direct any firepower onto the Colossus anyway. MC goes in and absolutely annihilates that army. And ThorZaIN now in a really horrible spot. Extended Thermal Lance is now done. There are more units streaming in, and well, ThorZaIN completely misread that, and it looks like he's going to be chopped into tiny little kibbles as a result.
Yeah, the Colossus is just killing so many SCVs. It's already at 15 kills, that Colossus. Even though ThorZaIN holds, the second Colossus is on its way. He has a decent amount of gateways now, still on 2 base, and will be able to warp in even more Stalkers and Zealots, mixing up both once again. Colossus using its advantage, which is that range. And with the reinforcements, this is actually looking, so unstoppable here.
This is looking grim. There's no Vikings out on the field at all. The Marauder count is only at 4. In fact, there's only 9 fighting units on the field for ThorZaIN. A scan goes in to kill that Observer. Well, there's not a lot that's really going to do, and good positioning here by MC once again. The Eternal Bunker refuses to die, but so many SCVs have been killed in the process of saving it. Finally, it may go down. It actually does live, but MC's going to go for it right now, and he knows he has the superior firepower. He's got the tech he needs to try and crush this. And ThorZaIN holding onto it once again, but the economic devastation is massive.
Yeah, this is crazy. He's lost like 27 SCVs. More will fall down shortly. 3 Colossus now. 4th one just pops out this very second and will be joining the fray as soon as it struggles across the entire of the map. More SCVs going down. Oh dear. Oh dear.
There's a stimmed Marauder push there by ThorZaIN, and there's the GG. Well, that was really well played, and this is... I don't know what has got into ThorZaIN, honestly, because again, for a fact, Apollo, I hate criticizing pro players, because, they're better than I'll be in a million years, but he's playing like Show used to. He's playing blind every game and making loads of mistakes because he makes assumptions. That was a build order loss, straight up.
Yeah, it's so sad. And that's the thing, though, which I talked about at the start, is that you play against MC and you hold on his little aggression. You're like, alright, excellent, I'm ahead. And then he pushes out and he's like, oh, he has Thermal Lance Colossus right at me. And it's like, how did that even happen? And, you know, that's the strength of MC. He really is solid in the background. Even being on 2 base without going to a third, he could have easily gone for a third base and have twice the amount of units. He just chose to go for the quality this time around on 2 base. And you know, clearly shows once again that MC just outclasses another fantastic Terran player.
Very, very true. And Matt, I tell you, if you build 3 orbital command centers that quickly and you don't scan, then you're a very greedy Terran player. And that greed cost ThorZaIN the game, because he had no idea what was coming at him until it was too late. The information he's got, this is the information I'm seeing here on his screen is about 11 minutes old. He knew nothing else beyond that, only what MC chose to show him. And MC, needless to say, hid those Colossus until they were ready to go. And then ThorZaIN's like, right, great, I haven't even got a factory down. What am I going to do?
Yeah, it's really, really bad. I mean, oh well, you know, that's what scouting, you know, it cost him, you know, a game against IGIdrA too.
It did.
So, it's a little bit unfortunate there by ThorZaIN. And that knocks him out of the tournament 0-4. That's really, really bad. But on the other hand, MC now is 2-0, 4 map wins, 1 map loss, and is looking okay.
Yeah, so things are looking pretty damn competitive at the top of the group, honestly. The bottom of the group is pretty much decided. We know that ThorZaIN cannot possibly go through, and what we've got now is a situation where MVP is 2 games up. He's got 2 more to play, and he will be playing those on Sunday's show to round off this particular group. We have MC, who also has 2 games to play. MC is 2-0 up, having dropped 1 map. MVP is 2-0 up, having dropped 1 map. SKMC is 2-1, and he dropped, if I recall correctly, yeah, he actually only dropped 2 maps, and that was when he ended up losing. So he is 5 maps won, and 2 maps lost. He was able to deal with ThorZaIN and, indeed, the one and only EGIdrA 2-0. So things are looking very interesting at the top here, and there's still everything to play for between these 3 Koreans.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic Sunday. I mean,
oh yeah,
the quality of games that are going to be coming out is unbelievable. With MVP and, as you said, MC still having 2 games left each, it's going to be such a crazy, crazy Sunday.
Yep, EGIdrA will be playing once more. The games we're going to be seeing, if you haven't already figured it out, we're going to be seeing MC versus MVP, which is you've got to watch that. You're crazy if you don't, really. That's going to be unbelievable. We're going to have SKMC rounding off his series of games, and he's going to be going up against the mighty MC. And as we've said before, that is not his strongest matchup when it comes to that. SKMC has had some pretty bad encounters with Protoss in the past, so I'm a bit worried for him there, especially with MC's form. And then, of course, we will have EGIdrA versus MVP, which is very much a David versus Goliath situation. And it's going to be a great, great Sunday. It really is. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's all to play for, which is interesting, because, you know, when we were looking at the end of Group A, it's like, alright, well, Marine King's through, he's first, and then it depends between these 2 guys or 3 guys. But this time, everything's up for grabs. First, second place, all to play for, as you said, 2-0 MVP, 2-0 MC, and 2-1 SKMC. So they've all got 2 wins. SKMC, of course, being the underdog there, already losing 1 game, and then having to play against MC. It's definitely going to be rough for the guy, but the way he's played, I'm confident that he can pick up a win against C. I really do believe in him, and I'm very excited to watch that game.
Yeah, I am certainly intrigued. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, that I can guarantee. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching the IronSquid. Please remember to check out ironsquid.tv for all the updates, including schedule, VODs, and Twitter and Facebook pages, which are great to follow, by the way, if you don't want to miss a show. That's a really good thing to do. You should certainly do that. There will be a rebroadcast of this show a few hours after this, and then we'll have a rebroadcast again before the show on Sunday. So there really is no excuse to miss out on this amazing action. Please remember to follow us on Twitter. Once again, for updates, we will tweet when we're going on air. We are nice like that, simple as that. Follow Total Biscuit and Diapollo 1337.
Indeed, and we'll, like you said, tell you everything you need to know about not just this tournament and other projects and other tournaments we do.
Yes, absolutely. You will be informed, and knowing is half the battle, which unfortunately ThorZaIN seems to have forgotten, and hopefully he remembers quite rapidly. Alright, folks, we are done. Thank you very much for watching the show. Hopefully you had as much fun as we did. My name's been Total Biscuit.
And I've been D Apollo.
And we shall see you next time.